How we doing? We are live with another episode of the No Name Podcast, boys.
Let's get it. Guys, I know it's 3 o'clock here, but it's somewhere else is the evening, somewhere else is night. So cheers.
I saw a sign, Frank. I saw a sign that said, "It's always happy hour somewhere."
Somewhere. Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, it's allowed. You're with me, and in here it's 10 p.m. So,
Yeah.
What's up, Neri? How are you, man? What you up to these days?
hey Frank, how are you? Hey David.
What's going on? Thank you for joining us, Nir. We appreciate your time.
Okay.
So, full disclosure, we had another podcast planned this week.
Yeah.
It was going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I wasn't able to make it, and we're going to be postponing it till next week. And me and Nir were talking, and we were saying, we were going to have a podcast this week. We postponed it, but you can't go from having a podcast with Nir to not having a podcast with Nir. So we postponed it till next week, but we decided to do another one this week. And even though Frank did not confirm yet, Frank will be joining us on next week's podcast. I'm accepting the invitation for Frank, Nir. It's already done.
He's a tough guy.
Man, no. So yeah, David had mentioned it to me. We're running a business it absorbs your time, but we got to make time for special people like you. So I'm definitely there, man.
There we go.
It's going to be so amazing. It's about the stuff we love, branding, and strategy, and it's going to be live. Maybe we'll even do it later on in here. So we'll switch places or broadcast it here, whatever.
For sure, man. For sure. So what are you up to, Neri? What are you up to these days? How's Israel? What's going on over there, man?
So it's becoming quiet after all the problems that we had from both sides. Today is a special day because tonight in midnight, which is in 2 hours from now, we'll know if we are changing the government or not.
Wow.
So everything is relaxed.
Always very interesting to watch the news in Israel. So you guys don't. No one's bored. No one ever. There's always something happening. There's always a lot of action.
People always ask me, how you are constantly active. Everybody that we meet from Israel are active, and the truth is we just basically need to run constantly. So
it's like hustler mode always, right?
Yeah.
But Frank, the Israeli hustle is like next level because like there's a joke, and Nir, I don't know if you ever heard this, but if you ask an Israeli to do something, there's only two answers. Either he's gonna answer 100%. It's not even a question, or he's gonna answer that it's impossible. But there's never gonna be a time where it's like maybe this will work. Either it's gonna be 100%, like how dare you even ask, or so far from an option, 100% impossible, never happening today, never happening tomorrow, never happening in 100 years. And those are and that's just the little. I'm an extremist myself, but I love it. It's a beautiful. We're working on a little more of the hustle mentality, and I think we're going to be pivoting the No Name podcast into more of a hustle. Just learning about the hustle.
I love the name. Don't change it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Where things are happening, things are in motions already. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, we just want to be able to give the audience something to tune into all the time, right? So yeah, the No Name podcast was great. I think we just wanted to get something to run up quickly, but we want to hammer down to a certain audience, and we want to be able to deliver like things that are not limiting us to a certain field. We got something crazy coming up. We're definitely leveling it up, and this podcast is about to be everywhere. Let's just say that.
Stay tuned for the evolution of the No Name podcast.
You know what? I love what you just said about leveling things up. When David basically didn't tell me what we're going to speak about. He's constantly changing things.
People.
And instead of making any notes to myself. He said it will be something about you. So basically, if the only thing I prepared about myself is exactly that, is leveling things up constantly.
Okay.
You are, and this was stolen as well. So now I'm empty.
So we had Nir on, I think it was episode 7 or 8 of the No Name podcast. We invited him back again. It's important to we weren't finished. And Frank, we had this happen a few times where we invited somebody to try to keep these podcasts nice and short and sweet. And sometimes there's not enough time to eat into everything and to really understand everything, all the value that our guests have to give. So that being said, I wanted to talk today with Nir. Frank said it. We've been very busy. We've been working on a lot of things. We've been kind of silent a little bit, not completely radio silence, but we've been sort of silent compared to what we usually are, Frank. Just working on things and cooking up what's next. And,
in everything in life, there's stages, right? Where you legit, I think Elon Musk always talks about like disappear for 6 months, learn something new, create something new, and come back out, and like it's like you're on beast mode, right? So we're not doing the 6 months. Shout out to Elon. We're doing a few weeks where we're like, let's do some stuff behind the scene. And there's just so many things happening. There's events happening. I might be talking a little bit too much, but there's events happening. We're working on getting something crazy moving. We're doing a movement. The e-com as well is blowing up. A lot of things are coming good out of it. And we're also scaling that as well. So, we're just working underground, getting stuff done, and it's going to be out to the public, but it's crazy. Just know that our absence is not absent. We're working, and something crazy is coming.
That being said, it's great to recognize when something great is coming, but now we're really going to drill into Nir's world. So before we talk about some of the wonderful accomplishments, Nir, that you've were able to get done, for all of the listeners, let's talk about who you are. Tell us a little bit about your start. How long ago did you start in the e-commerce world, specifically in Amazon? Let's start there.
Wow. Allow me to, I was not prepared for that, but still, I would say that many times today. But I will say I will go even one step back if I'm allowed.
Go ahead.
So I started at the normal advertising agency like BBDO, you probably know it, working on budgets, really interesting, like Pepsi, etc. And I really loved it. And when you work in this kind of position, sometimes you become business development manager or VP, and then what is your next step? And since my wife, which I really wanted her to join me, but she's still not here, she was working in a company many people know called 888 now. A huge company, huge advertising agency. And at the beginning, as I remember, I told her, come work with us. It's amazing. You earn more. And she said, no, I think we'll be bigger. So eventually I found myself, because of her, starting our let's call it online journey. It's a bit more complicated, but we started Amazon due to a call from Amazon, which is,
wow.
I think I'm the only one who is holding this position that I know of. I got a call from business manager of Amazon. He sent me an email saying, we know you from Procter & Gamble. I want to speak with you. When will be the best time for you to speak with me? And I said, okay, that's a fraud. That's 100% fraud. So Maya went to LinkedIn and checked for it. Just started to have LinkedIn. I said, yeah, that's the name. So he called me. I remember it was 5. And I said, and he introduced himself, and I said, okay, sounds really great, but I'm not sure it's you. So is it okay that you will give me Amazon office phone and your number, so I will know for sure that I'm speaking with the right person? And he was laughing so much.
Yeah, it reminded me of when Frank called up the first winner when we raffled away for the Ecom Cooperative, the product video. He called up. He's like, "Hi, we want to give you a free video." She's like, "Is this a scam?" And Frank started laughing. He's like, "No, it's not a scam. I realized why you would think, like who's giving away free stuff, but it's so funny. Like,
you know what? I really
out, right? But they do, and they do reach out. They email and they reach out to people. They follow. They look. There's
that's not now. That was the beginning. He was really the head of.
How long ago? How many years?
And he wanted, because Israel, like 14 years.
Oh wow!
And he wanted, because I was involved in the cosmetic industry. He wanted me to find companies to go and start working on Amazon, because they did not have even the cosmetic category. I'm a dinosaur. so that's how old or ancient I am. And it was really fun. It was the beginning. We were starting before we had even FBA, which is really, really crazy. So we learned FBA while starting basically with Amazon. And we had, to be honest, we were riding a nice wave, and we were surfing as much as we could. It was really good. Everything was a bit simpler than now. It is fun. So I know the system from really within. We'll touch this in the future, in the next few moments. But when you are starting that early, you understand the system, how it works, and what is, the parts that you will find within. So that's the start.
Okay. So now, when did you start you have a wonderful group? What's the name? I think it's just called Amazon Group in Hebrew, right?
No, it's called Amazon Nonstop, but we have so many things. So let me put some parts in between. Okay. So at the beginning we had our own brand of cosmetics, and a few years after we started, we became. I know it sounds really weird, but we became for a few years like the #1 bestseller in the category, and because of that,
it's a competitive category, so that's pretty.
Yeah, it is. And due to this success, we started to receive phone calls from people who knew us or heard about us, saying, "Okay, we want you to take our product and help us in this category, in that category, in this product." So this is how Marketer Wize became like a service agency. Like, we never planned it; it just became our reality. And we grew and grew. And if I'm running to your questions, when COVID started, I saw Danny McMillan. I saw Danny McMillan, and I saw Norm Farrar, for those who don't know them. And Danny, which I followed many years, said something very, very interesting. For me, it was something you see once in a lifetime. He said, "I know everybody is scared. I don't know what is the answer, but I'm going to be here every day. Every day I'm going to open a mic, we'll have a video, and we'll be together." And I said to myself, well, I admire that. Let's do that in Israel. And I started, and I started small, and now I don't want to say something about all our competitors, but I think we have like the best group in here. We have everybody around the globe and from Israel coming to speak. We created something a bit different, and this is
I want to say it's like a family. It's like a real, everyone really cares. Everyone knows everyone. It's like it's nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, True. That's where I aimed. So the group was before me, to be really accurate, and I started like live every week, and it was a Zoom. We started as a room on Facebook. It's impossible to have live in Facebook because you cannot even mute somebody. So we switched quickly to Zoom, and we started to help each other. And that was the beginning. You have a problem, instead of hiring somebody, ask us. We will help you. We will not charge you. We will not do anything. We're not trying to earn anything. I'm here to help. And it became, bigger and bigger. And it's like a peer group. It's like not a huge, but a very advanced peer group. It's extremely advanced group. But we ask people even from the beginning to come, and we'll help them to grow and scale really fast. And that's basically the what we are doing there. And it's amazing.
So I wanna follow up that question, Scott, because obviously there's no comparison for, like, I mean, so many people are trying to sell on Amazon. So many people are trying to be to own this industry, and you need a lot of help. You really need a lot of help. You need guidance. Sometimes something will go wrong, or sometimes you'll run into an issue and you have not ever dealt with that. And if you can rely on a group, even if it's not you, even if it's not a service provider, even if it's just another seller who's been through it, I know for a fact that that's part of what you guys do and part of what the benefits are of joining this. And of course, it doesn't even compare to the amount of experience and help that you could give and you could bring to the table as a service, as a solution provider. But I want to say a story, Nir, so don't kill me, please. I want to say a story. I'm not going to say names. Frank knows I never say names. I don't give away who's what. I'm even going to change some details, Nir, so that if the person who's this is about hears, they won't know that this is about them. I'm just going to give the idea of this. And then I think that our guest is going to be joining us, which nobody knows who the guest is. Frank might see, but Frank, be quiet, please. And basically, just let me tell the story, and then we'll transition into the guest that we have today. So I connected somebody who was looking for help dealing with an issue, and I connected him with Nir, and Nir spoke to him and gave him, of course, he gave him his time, which is amazing, and anyone who runs a business knows how valuable time is. Frank earlier in the episode was talking about how time is everything, and you don't have enough time to do everything, and you have to choose what you do. Ultimately, in this world, especially in the Amazon world, and I think you know what I'm going to say, right, Nir?
I'm starting to be embarrassed.
That's okay. This is what we invite you here to embarrass you. That's the whole goal here. And then next week, 2:00, payback, right? Payback.
Yeah, it's a payback time, and
so this guy reaches out, and he asks Nir for some help, and Nir calls me up and he tells me, Dave, I spoke to this guy. He told me that he's having a lot of issues. He's told me he's having a rough time, and he mentioned the budget, that it just doesn't work for me, and I'm above the budget. I'm not. I don't negotiate. I'm at a place where you don't have to bend over backwards for a client. If it doesn't fit what you're looking to do, it doesn't fit. But what you told me was, but the bottom line is, I'm not going to lose anything by helping. It's not going to take so much time out of my day. It's not going to, like, the good feeling of helping somebody versus what this is going to take from me. I want to do it. I want to just help. And I said, what? Why would you do that? And I even convinced you not to do it. I said, I have a policy. If the guy doesn't want to pay my fee, there's nothing to talk about. Go to somebody else who, I'm not running a charity, but you kind of even set things in perspective a little bit. And you said, you know what? I could put food on my table. I have what I need. And this is me giving back a little bit. And everyone talks about giving back, and everyone, but like in the business, sometimes it's very hard to separate, to peel away and say, don't be a salesman, be a human being. and you kind of like showed me a little bit more. Like I would consider myself as a good guy. Like pat myself on the back.
You are. I know you. I know you're really good.
Next week is my embarrassment time. Now it's for you, Nir. The point is, we I a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people preach it, and not a lot of people live by it. And we need more people that do what you did in that situation. And that's very powerful. And I know Frank has something to add to that. And while he's talking, we're going to get the guest in here as well.
Yeah,
so
for
this
sure.
This is in the appeal. We also have appeal department that deals with people with problems. Sorry, Frank, for jumping in.
No. Go.
And before you even introduce, I think I know who you're talking about. But basically, every day I have somebody with kind of a problem, and sometimes you need to be flexible, and you choose your cases. But basically, in every appeal, people are coming to you, and they have a huge problem. And in appeals, you need to have two things, and then I will be quiet. You need to know what to do, but you also need to understand who you're working with and his or her situation, and you need to be there for them. It's as much as important as understanding how to fix it. I said.
Yeah, 100%. I think that it's part of business, man. The good and the bad, it comes with it, and sometimes it's just dealing with it with a good with the right intention correctly, man. So
all right, Frank, drum roll please, Frank. Drum roll please.
I'm terrified now. I'm just smiling because
what are you smiling about here? What are you smiling about?
Israel in the building.
You brought a friend.
Yeah,
Nir, you know this guy, Nir? You know this guy?
Yeah, of course. He's one of the good ones.
Yeah. You guys were just talking, and David, you just mentioned Nir with the appeals and everything. And I've sent over some folks to Nir, and they were like, they were so thankful to me. They were like, "Hey, thank you so much for referring us to Nir. He was so helpful. He really, really helped us." And that's they say that basically it's better to have how do I don't even know how to translate it from Hebrew. Nir. Tov Shem Tov Mishem and Tov.
It's better to have a good name better than it's kind of in Hebrew it says oil, a good oil, like from the menorah, David.
Yeah. So
even to have
I think I got that.
But you know what? I was referring to somebody else. Oni's amazing. He doesn't need my help. He's a mensch.
Come on. No, that's come on. But yeah, it's great to be here. I've been following up and listening a little bit in the background. And David, I completely connected to what you were saying earlier. So I back that.
Okay, good. So On, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from. A little bit about you. And before you do, Nir is the one that introduced us. So thank you, Nir, for introducing me to On.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm it's now here little short of 10:30 p.m. I'm in Israel. I'm in the Holy Land. And I'm in a suburb of Tel Aviv.
Just a sec. I'm going for a second. Just to open the door here. Sorry.
Go for it.
Yeah, and I live in a suburb of Tel Aviv, and I'm the founder of Wize, a PPC advertising platform. It's semi-automated solution helping sellers basically and agencies find their golden path and overcome the challenges around Amazon advertising. And we've been working, and David has been helpful, and we've been working with David and some agencies around that. And so far, it's been really, really great.
Yeah, and I have to say that what you are working on is pretty amazing. Definitely something worth looking at. If that again, in this industry, whenever you have something that's beneficial, that can actually bring value to the table, everyone just wants to know about it and wants to share it and wants to have something that could help, because you really do need so many different things to be checked off. That you have a big checklist of to-dos in order to be successful on the Amazon platform or in e-commerce in general. So everything you can get, every little piece of the puzzle that you get to add definitely helps. So I want to try.
David, I remember. Sorry, I'm pretty used to interrupt people. So I remember what I told you when I introduced you with On. I remember that I told you, he has something amazing, something we haven't seen. He took something very complicated that people have basically two options. One is very complicated way to deal with let's call it with PPC, all the strategies. So you can do it manually this way or another. It depends on how experienced you are. Let's say even up to the Excel files, or apps that are doing some kind of from automation to things that you basically cannot really control. And Maya, which is not here, I wish she was. When we met, she saw Revenue Wize, and she was amazed, because for the first time I told her she was working on the biggest budgets exist, and when she saw Revenue Wize, for her it was the first time that she said, what, we can do really good things with that. And this is the reason we've been doing things together. We are still doing things together.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, when I saw it, Nir, I had the same feeling, and I had a gut feeling about it, and I'm happy to know that feeling was right, and I definitely think, like I said, when you see it, a lot of times seeing is believing, right? So yeah. When you get that demo, right, when you get on the call with On and learn about what he built, very quickly into that phone call, you kind of realize, wow, this is powerful. This is something that if I had access to this, I could get to the next level. And yeah. Kind of circling back to what we said earlier, level up. You have to always be leveling up.
Yeah. It's not even just about leveling up. It's understanding. It's really understanding from the seat of a manager. While doing even the hard work, you're still doing it as a manager. So that's the beauty.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. I must say that I continue learning every day new things, meeting new exciting people, getting acquainted with different sellers, different levels, and seeing how people are so committed to their businesses, want to constantly learn, want to go ahead and improve. And I think that it's been a privilege to be able to come out and help some of these sellers and see how excited they are. People come and say to us, I never knew that PPC can be so fun. And that's what we tried to put into it, basically. And I'm really happy to, have met such great guys. Nir has been really tremendously helpful. And obviously he introduced me to you, David. And it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah. So tell me, guys, how do we got?
You know what is funny, by the way, David? We've been trying to meet for the last, I think, 3 weeks now, and this is the first time we are meeting. We are speaking over the phone, but this is the first time that we are meeting. So we need you and Frank.
How far do we live from each other? I think it's like what? It's like 2 or 3 miles. That's probably
a few minutes. Yeah. And a coffee.
Yeah.
So guys, how does somebody get in touch with you? So tell me please first, and then Nir. If somebody wants to reach out and learn about this amazing PPC tool, what do they do? Where do they go? Is there an email? Is there a website? Where can they go to get in touch with you?
Easiest possible thing, go to our website. Everything is fully transparent there. You can see there a lot of information. You can view it firsthand.
What is that website?
It's revenuewise.com.
Okay, and I'll add it to the description after the episode as well. And then Nir, how about you? Is there an easy way to get in touch with you? And then please also, how does a seller join the group? That's another question.
Yeah, that's what I was about to start with, because I think we have lots of weekly discussion in Hebrew, but we also have many in English, and we always say if it will be in English, so feel free. Everything can be translated from in Facebook to English. So the group called Amazon Nonstop, and I will even give my email. So if somebody has a problem, they can reach me. I'm always busy, but I do answer. So my email is nir@market-wize with a Z, like in here.com, and you can reach me. Also, the website is the same, marketwise.com, and again, the group name is called Amazon Nonstop. It's, again, don't worry if it's in Hebrew. You can always write in English. We'll answer, and as a part of being. Yeah, and we are, as I'm representing also representing the ecom cooperative, which is yours, and we are here to help. So we really invite you. This is part of our mission that we took. So we are inviting you to reach us. I gave my email. Reach us. Feel free. David, you can post my email as well. If you need help, don't worry. We will not charge you. We're not starting with charging things. We're just here to help.
I love that.
I'm gonna post all the information in the description to the episode, the emails and the websites, so everybody could.
And also, I have if you don't have, if you're feeling that you cannot reach me, you can find me on Facebook, add me as a friend, or send me a message. Really, don't be a stranger.
Nir is the most available person that I know. He's so busy, yet he still finds the time to get back to everybody and respond to everybody and help. I mean, I don't know how many hours he has per day.
No, I have some insight into that. He doesn't sleep because I message him my time, I message him my night time, I message him my morning time. He's somehow, I don't know. He doesn't sleep.
I will sleep when I die.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate you guys.
Great talking with you guys today.
Thank you so much. And next week, David will be speaking. Now I'm helping them to help me. David will be speaking about strategies in branding. He has an amazing name that I forgot about the state of that. How did you call it? The structure of. You remember how you called it, David?
No.
No. So I will say it. It's like the really understanding strategy in branding on Amazon. It's not like something in general. And Frank, you don't know that, but I saw so many videos that you've made, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. The kind of videos that I always say to people, I wish I had something like that. So I will have, be sure. So bring something with you. It's like the most. He understand. It's always again understanding the strategy, understanding the branding. You can see that you are coming from the big agencies of advertising, and it shows. It actually shows. So next week we'll do something together. It's like the same group.
For sure.
All right, Owen, maybe if you're around, join as well. We'll all.
Hey, sure,
he's always invited.
Always happy to join. And learn some new things.
Yes.
Guys, thank you. It was a pleasure having you guys here. And to the next one. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.